Hi, I'm Richard Few, founder and chief geek here at Sales Geek. So, why be a Sales Geek franchisee rather than taking a big fat salary from a big business? Well, for me, it's a life choice. I think the decision that I had, certainly, and a lot of people would class me as franchisee number one. We've grown and scaled this business over the last 6 years, and we've grown and scaled it in a way that every franchisee has the opportunity to do exactly the same thing. And that is to scale in a way where you're going to create a business rather than just be self-employed. But it's about creating a business, in this case, rather than being employed. And the reality is, when you first start your business, when you first become a Sales Geek franchisee, it is hard work, and that hard work will be done by you. You get a ton of tools and assets and things to go and do, but you're going to have to be more driven by the future and your opportunity to grow and scale a business than you are about short-term income. Now, the reality is you can create great short-term income, and I personally lived that life through the first 6 and 12 months of my business and was able to recreate my old sales director salary reasonably quickly, but it's through hard work and determination. But moreover, it was the opportunity to grow and scale a business that not only created jobs and gave me a sense of fulfillment, but that had real impact in the local business community that really, really drove me. Because the reality is, for the next 10 years of your life, you have a choice. You can take a salary, you can work tons of hours, you can be at the beck and call of your paymaster with limited holiday and always answering to somebody else. And at the end of that, you might get a watch. Or you can spend the next 10 years adding real value to your local business community, creating jobs, scaling a business, making your own life choices, where you get to decide whether to be at your kid's sports day or your kid's nativity play, or to take a bit more time off at Christmas without having to ask permission, or to take a month off in the summer rather than a week's vacation. You get to make those choices because you're going to get to grow your own business and run that business how you want to run it. Now, to be clear, this is not a retirement home for sales directors. That is not what we do here at Sales Geek. We are an ambitious, rebellious brand that wants to go and change the way the world perceives sales. And we want people that have the hunger and the determination to not just have impact in their local business community, but really grow and scale a business. Because we can't deliver on our mission if we don't have customers. We need to be in our local business communities delivering value. So whether you've got 5 years left of your working life or 20 years left of your working life, the choice you have is quite simple. You can stay in your employed sales director role, take a big salary, but also have to deal with the hours that you're working, the lack of flexibility, the travel, the time away from your family, the stress and the pressure and the lack of fulfillment potentially of doing that role. And at times having to make personal sacrifices to not be at key events for your family, for your children, because ultimately somebody's paying you a salary and they're going to tell you where you need to be and what time you need to be on calls in the evening or what time you need to be on a flight next week, which means you are not here for your friends and your family and your children and your hobbies. Or you go and take the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life and come and grow a business that's going to give you a real sense of fulfillment. It's going to add value to your local business community, which is going to create a financial asset for you in the long term and a level of legacy that you cannot create through working in somebody else's business. And ultimately, give yourself back control of your own life, to make your own life choices about whether you sleep in a hotel room or whether you sleep in your own bed at night. Make your own choices about whether you make it to your kid's sports day or your kid's nativity play. Make your own choices about whether you have a long weekend with your family one weekend without the stress and pressure of the boss telling you that you need to be back at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. So you can go and take the salary, or you can come and be a geek.